But I had a bowl of lentil soup yesterday, and nothing yet today, so...
Over 1 million people were given emergency food in Britain last year. And the numbers are growing. The food bank goes to the front line of food poverty.
You got quality street land, you know what I mean? They got hot wee man's beds.
And meets those struggling to survive.
I had to scrape together pennies out of a piggy bank to pay for my son's snack at nursery.
There's my cupboard.
Driven to the brink.
I ended up shoplifting and ended up doing it until I actually got caught.
And close to the edge.
And then I was going to jump there.
Hello, Dundee Food Bank. Kirsty speaking. How can I help?
It's the kind of place that anyone can find himself. I mean, you know, a couple of paychecks away.
We're at nothing.
When you got kids to feed and whatnot, it's just... you just don't know what to do next, you know what I mean? It couldn't be any worse, really.
If it wasn't for the food bank, God only knows.
In Dundee, the food bank is open for business.
Yeah, she could definitely get a parcel today.
The Full Gospel Church in the city's Hilltown area has been home to Scotland's busiest food bank for almost 10 years and is run by the Trussell Trust, who have a network of over 400 food banks across the UK.
She want to come in and pick it up today?
Network manager Ewan oversees all of their 50 Scottish food banks.
OK, that's great, thank you. Thanks, bye, bye.
I've been involved in food poverty for a third of my life now. I'm 29 years old, helped set up this food bank when I was 19.
Right, thanks for your help today, love.
Over a period of years, we began to increase the number of people that were coming here, hearing the stories, just absolutely heartbreaking situations that people were in, thoroughly genuine people that had just fallen through cracks in the system, and ultimately what we did is we tried to support them.
Okay, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Food banks are an absolute credit to communities, but food poverty, on the other hand, is a disgrace, it's a scandal.
Each person that uses the food bank is entitled to 3 food parcels in a rolling 6-month period. Just arriving is Stephen, who's in to collect the last assigned parcel he can get for a while. He's come in with best friend Michael.
Nice and cosy, aye? Yeah.
Volunteer coordinator Tina can even pass on some clothes that have just been donated.
All I would say, just don't sell them.
No, no, I'm not being funny, you wouldn't be able to sell them.
Michael's we're doing just now.
Yeah, me, that's me. Yeah.
Stephen has been dependent on food banks since becoming homeless as a teenager.
Michael Elder, yeah.
I've been doing this since I was like 17 years old. I found my mum dead Christmas Day 2005. And that was like basically a big turning point in my life. Like, I used to go to college and never used to smoke a fag, nothing. I was like an intelligent laddie, I still am. But like, after my mum died, my life just spiralled out of control. A couple of weeks after that, my dad threw us out on the street. I was sleeping in a tent in the Kirton golf course. I was in there for 6 months. I turned to heroin, and that was my biggest mistake, is turning to heroin. It's ruined my life. I'm just getting my life back on track now. Come on, Michael, what's the glasses I had?
Doing what?
Just getting the tatties and that in.
While their bags are being prepared, they make themselves useful.
Aye, you get the other one again, no doing nothing, aye.
You can't even get it by your hand, you know what I mean?
They're helping bring in a sizable donation from a local resident.
Yeah, so is this just neighbours, or is this...
Neighbours, friends, colleagues, people that I didn't even actually know.
The food bank relies solely on donations from individuals, communities and businesses local to Dundee.
Cheers, nice to see you. Okay, bye now. We've got kind of everything from pasta sauces, baby food, tin beans by the bucket load, things I didn't even actually know came in a tin, come in a tin, like tin potatoes, I didn't even know that existed. So I've learned something new myself.
But they came here in 3 4x4s full of it.
Really?
The Trussell Trust has nearly 3,000 volunteers running its food banks across Scotland. One of Dundee's youngest volunteers is 19-year-old Robbie.
At the minute, I'm just date checking this donation, which has just came in. So it just came in, so I've just weighed it. And now I just need to make sure everything's in date.
Did I put through Robertson?
Yes, I've got it here.
Right.
I'm just making it up.
That's fine.
Robbie volunteers 2 days a week, despite being a full-time student with a part-time job.
I can't afford to be donating food to food banks. I mean, I give what I can, but quite restricted to the impact that one of my donations would make. So I thought, you know, if I can't give food, then I've got to give time. Kind of makes you realise that, you know, it's the kind of place that anyone can find themselves. I mean, you know, a couple of paychecks away, and you know, if you've got a mortgage to pay, you've got kids to feed, and then you lose your job, then.
Next in to collect a food parcel is single dad Billy and his son Jack.
That'll do.
Basically, I was working up until the end of the year, and I got made redundant or paid off just literally on the 31st of December. I've applied for benefits, and I've literally just had a letter through today saying that I'll be receiving benefits as of next week. So I've had no money pretty much until next week, basically. I was speaking to my housing officer who was discussing rent arrears, because I've built up some rent arrears in that time, and she offered today to put me in touch with the kind people here at the food bank, and I've came and astonished at what they've actually given us for myself and my son. It's pretty tough, you know. It is quite simply a choice of heating or food. We live in quite a big house, and it costs around £4 a day for gas to heat my house. So it's cold, you know, and sometimes we actually sit with duvets on us. It is that cold at times, and it's very difficult when you have no money. But even when I do receive my benefits, it's difficult again. We're going to go soon. Okay. It's really stressful. I mean, this morning I had to scrape together pennies out of a piggy bank to pay for my son's snack at nursery. You know, it's just quite. It's not very nice. It's quite soul destroying, to be honest with you. You know, especially if you get handouts from people. It's not the nicest. It's not the nicest of feeling to your pride.
Okay.
It's great. Thanks. Come on, honey.
Sorry.
That's all right.
A lot of the stories are very touching, and you know, I suppose it makes you very grateful for everything that you've got. I mean, it makes you feel even more grateful for, you know, a hot meal at night and a roof over your head.
As Billy and Jack start the long walk home.
Manage? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
There you go, you're welcome.
Are you okay?
Stephen and Michael have got their food parcels.
You've got better stuff than me.
They both stay in homeless accommodation and will be heading back there shortly.
It's fairly decent where we live.
Yeah, you can't complain.
Put it this way, anything's better than the streets.
You've got your hot water, you've got your electricity and your bed, and it's alright, you can't grumble why you do get your own food, you can. You don't pay any rent, so that's a bonus too, you can.
Quite often we get people that have just became homeless, so they maybe don't have cooking facilities, they maybe don't have, you know, kitchen utensils like tin openers and things. So when we get that through, we have to make bags specially for them. So that means that we might have to give them more ready meals rather than actual pasta, because they can't cook actual pasta. It can be a difficult one because, you know, if they don't have an oven or a hob, there's things that they're restricted to what they can cook. So it's kind of a lot of kind of microwave meals or instant meals with hot water.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate all you've done for me.
That's appreciated.
Thank you very much, right?
Stephen and Michael head for home.
He got quality straight on, come on, I mean, I got hot wee man's piss.
This is the last food parcel Stephen can get for a few months. However, he and Michael have a plan to help each other out. They're going on the Co together, meaning they'll share their benefit money equally each week, so neither will end up short.
Fucking hell, man. Right, I think my payment will come through first. We'll get my payment. I'll get Elder a pair of trainers, we'll get myself a pair of trainers. When he gets paid, he'll get my tracksuit or something. And that's the way it'll work, Ken. We've not got a lot of clothes, but Ken, what we have got, as long as we're clean, Ken what I mean?
Yeah, that's the main thing,
Yeah, as long as I keep myself clean, I've got clean clothes on, I'm happy. Like, I mean, I wouldn't think I look like a mink. I've not got the best pair of trainers, but I'll get a pair when I get paid, Ken.
On the other side of town,
Yeah, come on off the mud, honey.
Billy and Jack are nearing home. Billy was unemployed for over a year before taking a part-time job to try and make ends meet.
I just want to go in the park to play.
I had a temporary position in a Tesco call centre over the festive period. Prior to that, I've worked in medical sales for the last 10 or 12 years of my life. Got laid off around 2 years ago and just can't go back to work because I'm overqualified, which is pretty disgusting, but I need to stop for a minute. Oh.
When Billy took the call centre job, the minimum wage barely covered his rent, resulting in him being several £100s in rent arrears.
You know, the biggest concern now is heating, especially with cold it's getting at nights. Making sure the me and wee man's warm. Need to go along this way, honey. Pick him up. Come on, son. It was basically when I was working, I had to pay about £47 a week rent. I was only working part-time hours on minimum wage, so on paper it looked like I was about £50 or £60 better off, but in reality I wasn't. Let's start having a wee nosy, see what we've got.
Over 5 million people across the UK are paid less than the living wage. Outside of London, this is set at £7.85 an hour. The amount calculated to cover the basic costs of living.
The number of people that have utilised a food bank in the last financial year has gone up over 400%. That is an exponential rise in the demand for emergency food relief.
Absolutely full now.
Issues like the rising cost of food and fuel, the fact that people are in increasingly insecure employment. That's a lethal cocktail in the space of just a handful of years. How do you expect people to survive?
Dundee has one of the highest poverty rates in Scotland, with 1 in 4 children now living below the poverty line. In the city centre, Ewan's at home with son Ewan Jr., wife Leah, and 7-month-old Arya. The family haven't always been financially secure. A few years ago, they experienced food poverty firsthand.
I remember we were in a situation where my wage had been cut by 2/3. I went from 5 days down to 3, and it was cut to the extent that I had to use the food bank after I went to my ATM and didn't have enough money in the bank account to buy toilet roll. So it got that serious.
I remember feeling a sense of despair at some points, as much as we knew that it would eventually come to an end, you know, when work situation was resolved. I suppose just at the time thinking, you know, how are we going to get past tomorrow, how are we going to get past this week, you know.
I think the advantage it gives you is that you can say the 5 most powerful words that anyone using a food bank can hear, which is, I know how it feels. You know, if you've experienced a sanction, if someone's had their benefit cut or delayed or whatever, there's always someone in the food bank now who has been in that place.
Hello? Hi there, man.
Hoping to get a food parcel is Tina, who's had her benefit money stopped.
I've actually been sanctioned from the brew for 4 weeks. due to apparently a missed appointment, but I didn't actually miss the appointment. I did actually call up and tell them I couldn't make it. So I'm going to a food bank, which is going to be a great help. In fact, it's going to be a really great help. Without that, I don't know what I would be doing, actually, to tell you the truth.
In order to receive a food parcel, an individual has to be referred by a professional care organisation, such as a school, a doctor, or the Department of Social Services. The Maxwell Centre is a community facility helping tackle poverty and social exclusion. It's one of the busiest referral agencies in the area.
At the moment, I've actually been sanctioned for 1 month. The reason that it says was because I never attended an appointment with triage. Triage is like a back-to-work thing.
Right, okay.
I didn't actually miss it. I actually did call them.
Oh, right, okay.
Apparently there's no record of me calling, so...
Okay. Right, okay. So what I'll do is I'll just phone through.
Missing an appointment at the job centre is one of the most common reasons people are sanctioned.
Right, I have a referral for you.
Meaning their benefits will be suspended for a period of between 4 and 26 weeks.
I don't think anybody is suggesting that there shouldn't be consequences for individuals that are clearly not making effort to find work, but the fact of the matter is that sanctions in some cases are being applied excessively and in other cases unfairly.
All right.
This puts you straight through.
Right.
We're going to respond to that. We're going to provide food in a circumstance like that. I think compassion has to be before caution.
Over at the food bank,
Good afternoon, Dundee Food Bank.
the referrals are coming in thick and fast.
So it's 2 adults and 4 children, was that?
Waiting in the back for his food parcel is Charlie,
What you doing? What you doing?
who's had one of the worst weeks of his life after he invited a friend to stay in his flat, and it ended in violence.
Came back and she had a needle hanging out her groin again. So I went over to her and tried to wake her up, and then she just holding the needle out her groin, and she stabbed us in the groin a few times, and then stabbed us in the neck. I'm worried in case I've got Hep C, HIV, AIDS.
They've tested you, haven't they?
Yeah, they've tested us, yeah. It's usually a couple of weeks.
Really, a couple of weeks, right.
The needle end is still in my neck, and the police has got the other bit of the needle as evidence.
What are you going to do next then about that? Still in your neck?
I've got an appointment today at the hospital. Hopefully the hospital will be able to take it out today. Because I'm not wanting to take it out myself in case blood starts. You know what I mean? You know?
Before his attacker left, she ransacked Charlie's flat and took all of his food.
Do you want this? Yes, stick it there.
The lassie who stabbed us in the neck stole all my money as well. So I couldn't have bought food, electricity or anything for my house for my kid and that being there. It's been stressful. It has been stressful. I'm sure when she stabbed us in the groin bit, I'm sure she hurt my artery. Because every now and then I get pins and needles in my feet. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye just now.
Charlie shares custody of his 8-year-old son, so the food bank have given him enough food to support them both for a few days.
That's one worry out of the way, as long as I've got food for the kid. I'm a single dad now, yeah, and I want to stay it that way. Because I've went off girls now. That doesn't mean I've went on to boys though.
As Charlie heads upstairs to unpack his food, Back at the Maxwell Centre.
Okay, thanks Al. Bye.
That's brilliant.
Tina's finished the referral meeting, and her food parcel will be waiting at the food bank.
I wish you well. Have a good one.
You as well.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
This isn't the first time her benefits have been sanctioned.
It was about 3 months ago. Never had a payment for 5 weeks. And the local Tesco store. Ended up shoplifting and ended up doing it until I actually got caught. And I've never actually shoplifted in my life before. And I know all the staff and the security, and it was really embarrassing. And they've had to ban me from the shop also. And this is just a small little scheme. Everybody knows everybody. So it's not very nice. The police came, asked me if I'd ever done it before. I said no. Asked me if I was on bail. I said no. So I was charged there and then, but they let me go home. If it wasn't for the food bank, God only knows. I may just have have done it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
While shoplifting in general has been declining in Scotland, police have seen a sharp rise in so-called stealing-to-eat cases,
Hi, it's Katrina.
where very often first-time offenders will shoplift groceries to feed themselves and their families.
Tried to put in quite a few treats for your son in there.
Oh, thank you very much, honey. That's really thoughtful.
For this.
You know, we have a situation where children are being affected by a sanction even though they're not capable of work because a parent has been sanctioned. So that's the concern I have.
I'm so grateful, honestly, really.
And that's the reality for a lot of people, is that they're pushed to the absolute precipice of destruction where they think, what else can I do? I don't have any other options.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Having to make a choice between stealing and starvation. And in that circumstance, what are you going to do? You're going to do what's best for you and you know, if you have a family, for your kids.
Just down the road, Charlie's back home to restock the cupboards.
That's it, just tidied up. There's my cupboards. None whatsoever. She took everything. See, this is... I had a plasma, but it got smashed. You might still even see bits of glass and everything still over the place. Again, it's shot on my flare. Down there. She ripped my door off. She's ruined everything, eh? She's ruined everything, man.
After the week's events, and faced with the possibility of contracting a blood-borne disease, Charlie considered taking his own life.
That's the way I had it. I had it like that. And then I was just... I don't know what was going through my head at the time. And I just started running. And then I was going to jump there. And I just stopped. Thought about the kids, thought about my mum. My mum stays over there. It's just been an ordeal, eh? It's hard, eh? Biscuits for the wee man.
Charlie gets his benefit money through at the end of the week.
I presume that's sugar.
So the food from the food bank should last him until then.
Tuna chunks.
But it will be a long wait to find out if he has contracted any infectious diseases from the needle attack. Across town, Billy's at home with son Jack.
That's fine. So, hope you get. We'll get some paint up for you.
His benefits were finally reinstated yesterday, 5 weeks after being laid off from his call centre job.
Some glitter.
He splashed out on a treat for Jack.
See, all these things are from the pound shop as well, so it can be done. I mean, this whole lot costs about 3 or 4 quid, and it lasts. I mean, these big things are paint and glue stuff. They last forever, and you normally get 3 for £1 or so. So it's good fun. Keeps him busy.
What are you painting there, Jack?
That's Mike, it's you. Even when I apply for jobs now, you know, I've applied for some, it sounds bad to say this, but some really menial jobs. Like some, I'm not going to say what menial jobs are, but some really menial jobs. And you still get a knockback because you're overqualified, or, you know, and it becomes the point, I think, let me open that one, honey. People look at your CV and think, oh, this person, you know, they don't even want to work here. I'd happily do any job that gave me enough. I mean, I was working just before Christmas, and that put me in a worse financial situation than I actually am at the moment. What colour?
Orange.
Orange. I was earning about £102 a week. So if you can, so I was working for about 60 quid a week, and then you're like £10 to get to work a week, so there's £50, you know, and it comes to the point, is it really worthwhile? Right. And genuinely, it wasn't.
I'm choosing...
I'll choose that one. I think it's like, does it pay to work? Yeah, it may pay to work. Does it really pay to work? It put me in a bit of a state. So what is that a picture of?
My girlfriend, remember?
Oh, your girlfriend. Sorry. At the moment, I'm on income support because Jack's still under 5, but Jack's nearly 5, so Jack will be going to school. So they'll then be moved on to job seekers, and I'll need to start.
Because I'm 4.
You're going to be 5 soon, aren't you? And then that's when you start to get pressure. That's when the pressure hits, and it's the case of, I think they expect you to take any job that's going. And it will all begin again, won't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you have to put this on the paint?
Yes. You're just making a mess now.
The city has just woken to the news that one of its biggest employers, Muirfield Contracts, has gone into administration, leaving hundreds out of work. The construction firm had been operating in Dundee for over 25 years. They employed over 250 staff and a further 100 subcontractors, most of whom are Dundee residents. Fresh from being let go is Richard.
Well, we went into work, we walked in the office and he said, well, basically, don't bother signing in, that's it. And everyone sort of, you know, what you're on about. And basically, apparently Muirfield had gone bust and called in the administrators. And all we heard was that there's no need to sign in and nobody's going to get paid this Friday. So that was that.
How much money are you losing?
Well, for last week, I'm about £310 I'd lose. And then for this week as well, probably be about £200. The wages alone is a good £500. You know what I mean? You work as hard as you can, you just seem to get nowhere all the time. And it's just the way it was done. You know, there was really no warning to the people on the so-called minnows. There was no warning really for us. And we just go to work one day and just get told we're not even getting paid for what you've done. It's pretty demoralising. And when you've got kids to feed and whatnot, it's just, you just don't know what to do next, you know what I mean?
Richard's arrived at the Maxwell Centre to try and get a referral to the food bank.
Oh. I was with Muirfield Contracts.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so I'm one of the masses. Yes, that's right.
Okay, right.
With hundreds of people facing redundancy, Ewan and the food bank team will have to prepare for an increase in demand. They've experienced the impact of mass job losses many times over the years.
Muirfield's another example. When these redundancies begin to hit in, we might begin to see people coming through the door who just are struggling to put food on the table.
I would suggest come into the job shop tomorrow. It's just a drop in.
Definitely do it tomorrow.
9 till 12.
Yeah.
There's times we've had to set up distribution centres to cope, having to set up another distribution centre to an already busy food bank to cope with redundancies. That is really, really difficult.
just down the road.
I didn't, that's what I thought. Sorry.
It's been a week since Stephen was at the food bank with best friend Michael. Today he's out on his own. He and Michael have had a falling out when Michael failed to live up to his end of their benefit sharing plan.
When you're on the COVID Sunday, you never shite on them, right? Like when I got my payment sorted out, remember I needed new trainers? I bought a pair of Vans for myself, them ones there, like. I bought Michael a sky blue pair. I bought these jeans for myself. I bought Michael a pair of black ones, the exact same. I went 50-50 with my money. And he got paid today. And tried to say he had to hand all his girlfriend all his money. He's not even been with her for a week. So how could you be due your girlfriend all your money if you're not even been with her for a week? Kim, what? Have I got a zip on my back? Because you're better pulling up for his mic. Ken? But I'm more hurt than anything, right? And I do want to hurt him, and physically I do want to punch his head in, right? But I'm not that laddie. He's lucky I'm not that laddie anymore. I used to be a violent laddie.
Stephen's an alcoholic and has spent the last of his money on drink.
I've got not about. Not a penny. I was dependent on him giving me money. So I'd be able to buy myself my shopping.
He's hoping for a referral, but he's used up his 3 assigned parcels for this 6-month period.
Hey, ladies.
It'll be up to the food bank to decide if he can have one more.
I was regarding a food parcel getting sorted out. Like, what it was, right, I've exceeded my limit.
In the town centre,
Right, now.
Michael's out looking for Stephen.
Ended up getting paid and I shouldn't have done it. I spent the money, never even gave him a tenner or nothing. And he was all right with me, all right, we've spoke about it. I'm not being big-headed or that, but I am genuinely a good person. It's just the drugs that have brought it the worst in me, aye, and made me do sneaky and daft, stupid things. Oh, what?
He's due to have some money come into his account
What the fuck is about again?
that might go towards paying Stephen back.
Look at that, nothing. Fucking...
But it's still not come in.
I'm going to get a phone them now and see if they can do an emergency payment, you know what I mean? Because I'm due to get paid today. I was due to get paid yesterday. Oh, that's a fucking joke, man, aye?
Stephen Rockwell, Stephen with PH. If I'm really desperate, I'm not a bit of food in my cupboard.
As Stephen pleads his case,
Any questions?
No, it's all clear.
Yeah.
in another room, Richard is just finishing up.
Yeah, hopefully someone will pick up.
Yeah.
You got a trade behind you?
No, it's just labour, I'm afraid, so, you know what I mean.
Right, okay.
He's got his referral and can make his way to the food bank.
I've got a job seekers appointment tomorrow at 9:10 in the morning, and we'll see where that takes us. But as most people know, for a good 2 weeks you won't get any money from that. So we've just got to hope something falls from the sky, unfortunately, and and picks up the situation, really.
How many people affected by the layoff?
Apparently it was, so the local paper said it was 250 in total that have been affected by it. And like I say, everybody's the same, kids, families, so it's going to hit people quite. Yes, sir. Thank you. See you later.
Back at the Maxwell Centre, Stephen's still waiting for word on whether the food bank will give him an extra food parcel this month.
He's had 3 referrals already, but he was told that if he was really needing another, then to just get in contact.
But lucky for him, it's good news.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye. That's you. So you've got your Baines voucher and a food parcel waiting for you.
Yeah. Love you, right?
The 3 voucher guideline was put in place by the Trussell Trust to avoid being in a situation where food banks would run out of food. The difference now is that a number of people are experiencing food poverty for a longer period of time. So you could be in a situation where you might have been sanctioned for 12 weeks. Now, the provision of 3 food parcels is not going to sustain you.
Yeah, we'll just put a solution in there.
Some people may be in a chaotic lifestyle or a chaotic set of circumstances that would mean that crisis would always be associated with whatever it is they're facing, whatever challenges they're battling with. So now, at the time that someone uses the food bank on the 3rd occasion, we would contact the referring agent, make sure they're getting that long-term support, and then if we need to provide to them on more than 3 occasions, we would do that, absolutely.
Stephen heads to the food bank.
Got to take care of the parents, always do.
The Maxwell Centre has given him information on alcohol support groups in the area to try and help with his addiction.
My alcohol habit was like, on a bad day, 3 bottles, and on a good day, 5 bottles. Nobleman wine from Lidl's, it's $2.99, 15% alcohol. And on a bad day, 3 bottles. On a good day, 5 bottles, maybe 6. But like, I've cut myself down to like 2, sometimes 3. Hiya, how are you?
I'm fine.
I'm Stephen.
If Stephen asks for another food parcel soon, the food bank will have to consider whether he has taken any of the advice offered to him at the Maxwell Centre before they make the decision to help.
Yeah, right, thank you. Bye.
Hiya, sir. We're from Dundee Food Bank. We're doing a small collection today. Would you be willing to buy something from this sheet and then hand it back in to us?
Robbie and the food bank team are holding a collection at a local supermarket.
Good afternoon. We're from Dundee Food Bank.
Well, wish you didn't have to, but we do, unfortunately.
Today what's happening is we're just doing a donation collection. So as people come into the shop, we're giving them a leaflet. And on this it tells them what we're needing. They then go around, do their shopping, pay for it at the checkout, and then they bring it back to us, put it into the trolley, and then we sort it. Today I have brought my mum, and I'm not sure... Oh, there she is. That's my mum. So I've roped her in today to help in. So hopefully she'll get a taster for it and she'll enjoy it. And then she'll come into the food bank and help us out. How are you getting on, Mum? You okay?
As Robbie shows his mum the ropes. Across town, hoping to get a referral for himself, his girlfriend and his 2 dogs, is Gaz.
At the moment, we've got nothing. You know, we've got some dog mixer. It's our dogs which are quite important. I mean, I've just been mixing them up, veg in Bisto gravy the last couple of days. My girlfriend will have come down to inquire about the food bank because my male pride gets in the way. So, I had a bowl of lentil soup yesterday, and nothing yet today. So.
We'll just go through the kitchen. No problem. Who's it you're claiming for the food parcel? Is it just yourself?
It'd be myself and my girlfriend, and we've got 2 dogs as well, but I mean,
Sometimes it can help with that. Right. Why do you find yourself needing help?
Well, basically, my girlfriend was at university. We've racked up a lot of debts because it was about getting her through university. We've had a massive Virgin bill to pay, and pretty much all my benefits gone on it.
Paying high utility bills is one of the most common reasons people find themselves in need of food parcels.
Bear with me, also phone it through.
Andy can now phone the food bank and put through an immediate referral for Gaz. But with so many referrals coming in from other agencies, it could be a long wait. So the men talk beards.
You tried straightening it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like ZZ Top, yeah?
That's not why I grew it.
No, I did have a similar beard and straightened it with my girlfriend's hair straighteners once, and it looked kind of ZZ Top, but it goes back the next day.
Across town, it's been a week since Billy was at the food bank, and he's received some good news.
Well, I've got an interview today. I got an email just the last time we spoke from a recruitment agency, from a recruiter, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, asking if I was interested in going for their management trainee programme. So I filled on the online application. I was then invited for a telephone interview, which I did last week. I've been asked for an interview today. So as you see, I'm a totally different chap now, clean shaven, shirt and tie. Once I'm back working, everything will be back to good again. This is the start of hopefully the start of a new career.
How would you, difficult to say, but what are the odds of getting the job?
Pretty damn good, I think.
Billy heads for the bus.
Let's go.
This is the first job opportunity he's had in over a year, with a starting salary that could properly support himself and Jack. Jack turns 5 in a few weeks, so Billy getting the job would go a long way to ensure a happy birthday.
Right, take care.
Cheers, thanks for your help.
Bye.
Gaz is just heading to the food bank.
I thought the guy was really friendly, and it kind of annoys me a little bit that nobody's ever told me it was there. And there's going to be a lot of people in this community, because I only live around the corner, who don't know that it's there. The job centre's not telling people that it's there. The companies that are responsible for people's employment support allowance and disability benefit, they're not telling them. I mean, how do people find out about these places? We moved up to Dundee. I moved up when my girlfriend was in the second year of her degree. She had no support financially or emotionally at university except for me. And I'm a professional chef. I've worked in some good places in Dundee. 70, 80 hours a week. It got a bit much, and I kind of had a bit of a breakdown. And now I'm on employment support allowance. I don't know. I think I got to the point where I wasn't even claiming, because I didn't even have the confidence to go in and claim. But I'm a bit better now.
Hi there.
Hiya, my name's Gareth. I've come to pick up a food parcel.
Come on in, Gareth.
Thank you.
Gaz has given 5 bags for himself and his girlfriend, and has even managed to get the food bank's last 4 tins of dog food.
We didn't have much dog food left, I'm afraid, but we've only got 4 cans in there.
I can't believe you've given me so much.
Well, we could take some away if you want.
I mean, you guys have a nice day.
Thank you.
No, now we get you out.
I didn't think I'd be walking home with two hands full of shopping.
As Gaz heads back to feed the dogs, Charlie's still waiting for his blood test results to find out if he's caught any infectious diseases from the needle attack.
Gutted.
In the meantime, he's had another setback.
When I was out yesterday, I came back in last night. Maybe about 7, back at 8. went into my kitchen and there's 3 glasses smashed right in the corner. All my food's gone.
Can you show me?
Aye, I can show you, aye.
His flat's been robbed again.
I think you remember when this was full. Tomatoes and tikka, they've left this. That was full. Boom. Nah. That's it. That's it. Not even any milk to his cereal or none.
His house keys went missing during the needle attack.
I can't leave that like that.
And he has his suspicions on who might have them.
Even though that young lassie wrecked my house in the first place, and then this happens, Ken, I'm sure she gave the key to somebody. I'm positive. I'm guaranteed she gave the key to somebody. Go up, he's knowing at this time, he's knowing at that time, he's knowing at this time. And it's really annoying me, Micah. Really annoying me. I want to know where this key is, who's got it. Ken, might not be her.
Would you get your own locks changed?
I'd get my locks changed, yeah, but I'll have to pay for it, will I? It's just, nothing's going good for us, Mike, eh? Nothing at all.
Charlie was due to have his son stay for the next 2 days.
He's with his mum.
But as he has no food, he had to cancel.
I don't know why I'm putting him on this, because I've no heating. I've no heating. And the electricity's the way to run it. So, I don't care about myself. I'll starve. Ken? And you ken yourself, Mike, I'm 33, 34 this year. We can go without food for, what, 2 days, water, 3 days. I think it is Bear Grylls. I watch Bear Grylls, so I know. But for an 8-year-old with a little boy, give him, what, 2 days and he's dead? Without water, without food.
Are you hungry at the moment?
A bit peckish.
But you're not, when was the last time you ate?
Yesterday morning.
Charlie still has another 3 days before his benefit money comes through.
It's didn't come up today, Mike, yeah. It's didn't come up today.
Just along from the food bank.
You get used to waiting for the breakfast.
Gaz is back home with girlfriend Becca and can finally feed their 2 hungry dogs.
Sit.
Cassie and Lexi.
Good doggies. Now, Cassie first, and then Lexi's. No.
Becca recently graduated with a degree in psychology and has just managed to get some part-time work starting next week.
Oh, sorry.
And although Gaz isn't working as a chef, he can bring some professional flair to the food bank's beans on toast.
Bit of paprika, a little bit of chilli powder, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, tomato ketchup, tomato puree, half a teaspoon of English mustard, whole teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and if you've got more money, you can add some cannellini beans to that, kind of make it into a stew. Put half a chicken stock cube in, maybe some chorizo, some black pudding. Very easy budgeting base for a meal.
Gaz has been claiming employment support allowance for over a year and is among the 250,000 people in Britain out of work due to mental health problems.
I think there needs to be like help with confidence for people who may be on benefits, because it's not just the physical effects or the financial effects of having no money, it's the mental effects too of, you know, where you're sat in the house blaming yourself for not being a constructive part of society, and then when you do find something, it does crop up, you could be so beaten down mentally that you don't take it because you don't think you're worth it, or because so much time's passed that you doubt your ability to do the job anymore. There you go. I need to grab some poo bags. It's silly things like not being able to go out for drinks with your friends when they invite you, to major things like not being able to pay your electricity bill. I think there's not a single person in the world who can say that their finances don't affect their mental health in some way.
Oh, shit. You got 2 though. You killed 6.
Billy's at home with son Jack.
Dropped it at me now.
Oh no, what are we going to do? We're going to do it again.
It's been a month since his interview.
Shoot, Jack, left.
But he just heard yesterday that he didn't get the job.
Forward, mate.
Look, my games are there.
It just kind of went completely belly up. I wasn't able to, I never had any feedback. I kind of got in touch with them again. Everything was looking really well, but it just fizzled out. I don't know if maybe somebody else has, there were younger candidates. There were a lot younger candidates. When I went in there, there was a younger chap there already. I don't know if that's maybe, I don't know. I mean, what's for you not go by you? But back on the job hunt again, so I've got faith. Definitely got faith. We got back up there again. It's just an uphill struggle, isn't it?
Hard shot. What?
Today's Jack's birthday, and despite Billy not getting a job in time...
How old are you now, Jack?
5.
He's managed to treat Jack on a budget.
I got a PS3
Wow.
from my dad.
What games did you get?
All the games I wanted. Shoot them bums.
Jack had an old Wii and lots and lots of games. So what I'd done with that was I took that down to one of these shops in the centre that gives you trade-in and monetary value back. We managed to trade it in. We got £84 worth of credit. The PlayStation was £85. I think it was the cheapest PlayStation that ever been bought for £1, which is fantastic. He's a happy boy, as you can see.
You're a happy boy?
Yep. If he's happy, I'm happy. That's the main thing. I just need to see how much electricity he uses, though.
You don't like me. Yeah, come on, baby.
Forward, mate.
This one's all pasta as well, so I'll put that over here.
In the last month, the number of referrals has been rising.
Do you want me to bring it through?
Is it just no pasta?
It's just no pasta.
No, that's fine then. We can just do that when it comes to it, yeah. Right, thank you.
It'll be hard to cope with the demand, because at the end of the week, the team will be one person down.
Unfortunately, I have to be leaving here to pursue a new job with Police Scotland, which will be a complete change. Looking forward to that anyway. You're going to have to leave behind some friends and things. You know, I've made a lot of friends here, a lot of friends at work, so yeah, changing times anyway. But I'm excited for it though, you know.
We're really sad about losing Robbie because Robbie has been an incredible help for, well, since September, and we are going to miss him really, really, really a lot. But it'll be hard to replace him. It really will. So.
I'll miss it. I will miss it.
Yeah, well, we'll miss you so much.
Just out the front.
Hi.
Alright mate, here for my food part, here for my grub. Michael Helder.
Michael, right?
Alright.
It's been a month since Michael fell out with best friend Stephen. Michael's fortunes have turned around though, as he's secured a temporary furnished flat for himself and his new girlfriend.
Thank you very much. You're a gentleman.
He's claiming his last food parcel for this 6-month period.
Couple of tin things, like peach slices and that.
Stephen is still staying in the homeless accommodation.
I've seen him a couple of weeks ago. He was drunk and he said he had a new lass. Aye, you can. I met her. Aye, she was a nice lassie. Aye, you can. But just a few quick blether with her, and then just I went main way and he went his way. Aye, but I didn't really see him much on that. Ken.
There you go.
Cheers.
Right.
Right, Mike. We'll see you later on. Right.
Right. See you later. Cheers. Bye. Take care. Bye.
On the other side of town,
I'm fucking starving, man.
Stephen isn't doing as well.
To be honest, I'm going to have to go on the street and beg. I really am.
He hasn't taken any steps to address his alcohol problem. He hasn't been back to the food bank.
Sometimes you get in the car to drive home and you think, you know, I'm really grateful for what I've got. You know, because it's things that you just take for granted every day. I mean, you go home and you think, you know, I'll just have a tin of soup, and it's there. You know, and you realise now that, you know, people do open the cupboards and there's nothing. You know, before I was kind of thought it was just an expression, you know, having nothing in the cupboard. But now I genuinely do realise that people do have nothing. That thing. It's quite a frightening realisation. Well, it makes you really think. I'm really grateful for what you have.
It's nearly closing time at the food bank.
That's all right. How you doing? I've not seen you for a while. Oh, just a cuddle.
And the volunteers can put their feet up. Charlie's back in.
No, I didn't need no tape. Thanks anyway, I think I've got a whole roll on this.
The blood tests revealed he has hepatitis C, but is receiving intensive treatment that should destroy the virus within a few weeks. He's had no further unwanted guests in his flat.
Didn't laugh, you cry, eh?
Well, this is it, you've got to laugh.
Aye.
Running a food bank is a hard business, and it takes real graft and real love in your heart to do it, because it takes a lot of energy.
Maybe a volunteer.
I'll come back to visa here, volunteering, because you get a good laugh.
I've got a saying in Dundee, it's better felt than tell. You know, if you felt food poverty, you didn't look down on these poor people because you think, I'm those poor people.
Right, thanks for the laugh.
Thanks for the laugh. It's worth it, aye.
Apparently his family arrived in Britain with the Normans. Is it true? BBC journalist Frank Gardner investigates in Who Do You Think You Are at 10:35 after the news.